The invisible weight carrying what no one sees. There are burdens no one can see. They don't rest on your shoulders or your hands, but somewhere deeper, behind the eyes, inside the chest, heavy in the silence between breaths. Everyone carries something. Some wear their pain like armor. Others hide it behind a smile so convincing, even they begin to believe it. You wake each morning, dress yourself for battle, and walk into the world pretending you're fine. You tell yourself it's strength. Not to complain, not to show weakness, not to let them see. But sometimes, silence is not strength, it's survival. Because if you stop to feel everything you've carried, it might break you. We all carry invisible weight. The loss we never spoke of. The guilt that lingers years after the mistake. The expectations that never seem to be met. The voice in the mind that says, "You're not enough." And yet, you keep walking. You keep showing up. And that, whether you realize it or not, is the purest form of courage. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If it's endurable, then endure it." Stop complaining. He wasn't dismissing pain. He was recognizing the quiet dignity of those who bear it without needing the world to understand. The Stoics believed that life was never meant to be easy. It was meant to test what you're made of, to reveal who you are when the comfort is gone and the crowd is silent. You see, the heaviest burdens are the ones no one can help you carry. The grief that cannot be explained. The memories that wake you in the night. The doubts you hide beneath achievements. People see the surface, your composure, your effort, your resilience, but they don't see the cost. They don't see how many times you've wanted to give up. And yet, here you are. Still standing, still trying, still holding your ground against storms no one even knows you're in. There was a man once, a philosopher who lost everything. His name was Cleanthes. His master died, his home was gone, and to survive, he carried water by night to study by day. They mocked him for it, but he said nothing. He bore the weight in silence, because he knew what he carried was not shame, it was purpose. Every night, he walked the streets with his buckets, exhausted but proud, whispering to himself, "Endure." This is the price of becoming. We all have our buckets to carry. We all have nights when no one sees what it costs us just to keep going. But those nights forge the kind of strength that cannot be taught. The kind that only suffering can refine. Seneca wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor strengthens the body." The invisible weight, the unseen pain, the silent battles, these are not punishments. They are resistance. They are the necessary struggle that shapes character, sharpens wisdom, and builds endurance. It's easy to look strong when life is light. The test comes when the weight grows heavy, and you have no one to share it with. What do you do then? You breathe. You endure. You remember that not every storm is meant to destroy you. Some come only to clear the air. There are people walking beside you every day, carrying invisible worlds of pain. You can't see it, but it's there. The mother holding her tears at work after losing someone she loved. The friend who jokes to hide the emptiness. The man who looks fine, but hasn't felt peace in years. If you're one of them, if you're carrying a silent weight, understand this: strength isn't about pretending it doesn't hurt. It's about carrying it with grace. It's about showing up, even when no one claps for you. It's about being kind when your heart is tired, patient when your mind is screaming, gentle when the world has not been gentle with you. The Stoics taught that what breaks most people is not the hardship itself, but the belief that they shouldn't have to face it. Life will never apologize for being heavy, but you can learn to stand beneath its weight without breaking. Ask yourself, what are you carrying that no one sees? And why do you carry it alone? You were not meant to live untouched by struggle. You were meant to learn how to bear it with quiet strength, to let it transform you without hardening you. When you stop wishing for the weight to disappear, and start focusing on how to carry it with balance, you become free. You stop being a victim of life's cruelty and start becoming a craftsman of your own endurance. The truth is, no one gets through life unscarred. But scars are not signs of weakness, they're proof that you healed. Proof that the weight did not destroy you. Proof that you endured what others could not see. You are stronger than the story you tell yourself. You have endured storms that would have drowned others. You have walked through nights so dark you forgot what the sun looked like, and yet you're still here. There's a quiet heroism in that. One the world rarely celebrates, but the soul never forgets. Epictetus said, "Do not wish for life to be as you wish, but wish for it to be as it is, and you will find peace." The invisible weight you carry, it's not your enemy. It's your teacher. It's showing you what matters, what lasts, and what you truly are beneath the noise. Maybe the world will never see the weight you carry. Maybe no one will ever know how hard it's been. But that's okay. You don't endure for applause, you endure for peace. Because one day, you'll look back and realize that everything you carried was shaping you quietly. Every unseen burden was building the patience, the wisdom, the steadiness that now defines you. You didn't break, you bent, you adapted, you grew. The man who can carry what no one sees is the man who needs no validation. His strength is silent, his peace self-made. He walks lightly, not because life is light, but because he has learned to move beneath its weight with grace. When Marcus Aurelius faced loss, betrayal, exhaustion, he never complained. He wrote, "If you are pained by external things, it is not they that disturb you, but your judgment of them. And it is in your power to wipe out that judgment now. You can't always put the weight down, but you can decide how to hold it. You can carry it with resentment, or with purpose. You can let it crush you, or you can let it carve you. Life will hand you things you never asked for, pain you didn't deserve, but it will also give you the power to choose your response. To rise where others fall, to find meaning where others see only misery." So if the weight feels unbearable, pause, but don't despair. You've carried this far because you were meant to. The fact that no one sees it doesn't mean it's invisible to fate. You are being refined for something greater, something that can only be built through endurance. In time, you'll understand that strength isn't loud. It doesn't boast. It doesn't announce itself. It's in the quiet persistence of those who keep walking through fire without asking for witnesses. That's what it means to be unbreakable. Not that you never bend, but that you always rise again, carrying your invisible weight with silent dignity. The next time you feel alone in your pain, remember this. Even the stars are invisible by day. Their light doesn't disappear, it just waits for the right darkness to shine. You are the same. Carry your invisible weight, not with bitterness, but with honor. It's the proof of your strength, the evidence of your becoming. Because one day, when the noise fades and the masks fall, what will matter most is not what people saw, but what you endured silently. And in that stillness, in that quiet, heavy beauty of survival, you will finally understand. You were never carrying the weight alone. It was carrying you toward who you were meant to become.